Good morning. My name is Anna. I'm an ECE student at Algonquin College, and today I am going to be reading The Grumpy Morning. It is by Pamela Duncan Edwards and Darcia LaBrosse. This book I chose to read to preschoolers. The reason I chose it for preschoolers is because it has beautiful pictures and not a ton of writing on the bottom. I thought it was an appropriate length for their attention spans. I thought the content and the themes were developmentally appropriate, and I'll discuss the themes a little bit more at the end when we talk about the extensions, because there's lots of ideas in here. It's about animals and relationships, which generally captures preschoolers' attentions very well. It is written in prose. So it's rhyming, it's poetry, which lends itself to early literacy and repetition and the rhythms of language. The language is simple, but it does introduce some new vocabulary to them. And yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful book. I absolutely love it. So here goes. The Grumpy Morning by Pamela Duncan Edwards and illustrated by Darcia LaBrosse. I heard a cow begin to moo. I need to be milked. I really do. She mooed at the dog, who began to bark. It's time for breakfast. It's no longer dark. Sorry, Scooby. I heard a goat begin to bleat. Where are my oats? She stamped her feet. She stamped at the hog, who began to squeal. I'm waiting for slop. I'm due for a meal. I heard a rabbit begin to thump. I want my pellets. I'll never grow plump. He thumped at the horse, who began to neigh. I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for hay. I heard a duck begin to quack. Where'd my duck go? I can't find the duck. What's going on? I must have my snack. She quacked at the cat. Oh, there's my duck. Who began to meow. I'd like a cuddle. I'd like it now. I heard a hen begin to cluck. My grain is late. That's just my luck. Oh, and here they all are making all their sounds. There's the goat, nah, and the cow says moo, and the dog says woof, woof, and the duck says quack, and the little pig says oink, and the cat says meow, and the bunnies go thump, thump, thump. And the horse says, neigh, and the chicken says cluck, cluck, cluck. I saw a moth land on the nose of a sleepy farmer still in a doze. She opened her eyes and said with a cry, is that the time? Oh my, oh my. Good morning, cow. Good morning, dog. Good morning, goat. Good morning, hog. Good morning, rabbit. Good morning, horse, and cat, and duck, and owl, of course. She fed them, and milked them, and loved us all 10. If you can see on the very last page, there's my little owl, and he says, may I sleep now? The end. So my daughter absolutely loved this book when she was preschool age. We read it almost every night. So some of the themes that are introduced in this book and some of the discussions we could have are the idea of mornings, because mornings are little bit challenging for pretty much everyone, and we could talk about how the kids' mornings went and how, they were feeling about coming to school. Another one of the themes is also the idea of family and animals and caring for animals. So of course I would put my prop, my little Fisher-Price Little People Farm, in for free play. I also have a Diego Rescue Center, which deals with more exotic animals, but on the theme of caring for animals. And as well, I have my whole kind of bin here of Littlest Pet Shops, and they would go down to the centers for free play as well, so kids could explore more of the themes in the book about that. I have some more books that could be read. So this one is called Say What. It's very similar to the book we just read. It just introduces all the animals and the different noises that they make. It's also written in prose, so it supports early literacy skills. It's got a few more different animals, and if you're looking to scaffold and introduce some more advanced language, we have Robert Munch's book Pigs, which is fantastic. I love that book. If you wanted to move into art, you could with this book. My daughter drew this when she was a little bit older. She painted it, but it's done with very simple shapes. So as an educator, you could do the shapes and have the kids color it in. This is a chicken, by the way. So this is how I would read this book to a group. But if I had smaller groups, like a large group, smaller groups of kids that were interested, I have bags of these. I don't know if you can see them. They're little farm animals. But what we do in a smaller group is that the kids would all get their own little farm animals, and as we read the story, they could take them out and be the characters. So these are also something I would put down with building blocks and Lincoln logs, so the kids could build their own structures for the animals to live in, kind of if you wanted to go off into the realm of math with that. So the book's other theme is also talking about feelings, and the title of the book is Grumpy Morning. So that's something else that we could bring up with preschoolers, because they're just learning to do self-regulation and, you know, getting in touch with themselves, that type of thing. So I have my feelings book. You could also give the kids mirrors, and it's something else you could move into art, and I have done it with some of my students, where you give them circles and you ask them to draw the different emotions on circles, and talk about what grumpy feels like and what grumpy looks like and what makes you grumpy. And this is a really good book to bring ideas from home, so that the kids have a sense of belonging, like if we're talking about their morning routines and what they do in the morning. So I could go on forever with extensions for this, but you wanted a very short conclusion. So this is my book, The Grumpy Morning. It's a scholastic book. Wonderful book with all kinds of themes and all kinds of extensions. Totally appropriate for preschool kids. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.